Good day, everyone! Today, I'm going to present to you our study together with my co-author and advisor, Dr. Hazel G. Carion, with the title, Critical Thinking Skills and Attitude Towards Science, Mediating Effect of Study Engagement. Robledo in the year 2020 stated that attitude towards science play a vital role in shaping educational outcomes, influencing student achievement and engagement in scientific disciplines. Nagler et al. In 2023 found that explaining how science works can help people better understand and trust scientific information even when faced with conflicting health advice. However, intrinsic barriers such as dislike of science is a major challenge to scientific progress worldwide. That is according to Hasana and Chukauka in 2019. In Taiwan and in the Republic of Mauritius, the number of students majoring in STEM fields are declining. That is according to Ko and Lin 2022 and Ramsuron et al. Of 2024. And in the Philippines, low ranking in science literacy is found on PISA on 2018. That problem pushed the researcher to conduct the study. The primary objective of the study is to examine the relationship between critical thinking skills, study engagement, and attitude toward science among secondary students. Specifically, it sought to investigate the level of critical thinking skills, study engagement, and attitude towards science. It also aimed to investigate the significant relationship between critical thinking skills and attitude towards science. And lastly, it sought to investigate or explore if study engagement significantly mediate critical thinking skills and attitude towards science. Critical thinking skills is anchored to Paul Elder motto that is from Paul and Elder of 2005. Study engagement is anchored to goal theory of Locke and Latham of 1991, and attitude towards science is anchored to theory of planned behavior of Adsen 1991. Presented on the screen is the conceptual framework of the study. Critical thinking skills is the independent variable, attitude towards science is the dependent variable, and study engagement is the mediating variable. All of the variables consist of 5 indicators. This part is for the methodology. For the research design, the researchers utilized non-experimental, descriptive, correlational, quantitative research design. For the participants, out of 1,361 population of the grade 11 students here in the municipality of Pangantucan, Bukidnon, there were 301 students selected as respondent using Rausoff sampling. The table flashed in the screen is the result of statistical analysis of the collected data. It answers the objective number 1 of this study. The level of critical thinking skills of students in Pangantucan, Bukidnon scored moderate with an overall mean of 3.02. The level of attitude towards science scored high with an overall mean of 3.62, while the study engagement level of students is 3.81, which is categorized as high. A significant positive relationship were found between critical thinking skills and attitude towards science with person R coefficient of 0.628. Additionally, critical thinking skills were positively correlated with study engagement with 0.513 person R. Similarly, a strong positive correlation was observed between attitude towards science and study engagement with person R coefficient of 0.631 and p-value of 0.000. As shown in figure 2 in this study, since the significant correlation were found among variables, it justifies for a further mediating testing. The Sobel-Z test confirmed a partial mediation as the direct effect of critical thinking skills on attitude towards science remained significant even after including study engagement as a mediator. To discuss the result of the statistical analysis of the collected data, let's start with the moderate level of critical thinking skills of students in Pangantucan, Bukidnon. According to Lansangan and Orleans et al., Students are open to new ideas but less inclined to verify information. They found that Filipino junior high school students struggle with planning and analysis. The level of attitude toward science in Pangantukan Bukidnon scored high. This study is also similar and aligns to the previous study both in the Philippines and worldwide. The indicator perception of the teacher scored highest, underscoring the key role of science educators in motivating students, which supports Datu and Dultimeris in 2024, who found that the connection with the teachers increases engagement in Filipino high school students. However, insight toward science scored lowest, showing moderate discomfort that may limit participation, which aligns to the study of Palmes in 2023, who link anxiety to lower student confidence. The level of student engagement of students scored high, with passion for learning scoring the highest. This, in my opinion, the students of Pangantukan Bukidnon has strong motivation and enthusiasm in terms of their study. Peer interaction, cognitive strategy, teacher-student interaction, and active learning also scored high. This may show that the students are well-rounded in their study engagement. The result of the study is consistent to the Silio et al. Of 2022. Librelo in 2021 also found a moderate link between engagement and sense of community in a Philippine online university, stressing the importance of fostering connections to improve engagement. Since study engagement partially mediates critical thinking skills and attitude toward science, the analysis showed that critical thinking skills directly and indirectly influence students' attitude toward science, with study engagement acting as a partial mediator. These findings aligns with the study of Ganoy and Ocdinaria of 2025, who found that student engagement mediates the link between deep learning and academic achievement in science. Similarly, Cabahog et al. Of 2024 and Pugatayaw et al. Of 2024 emphasized that positive scientific attitudes and psychological engagement enhance both academic performance and critical thinking. Based on the result of the study, the researchers come up with these conclusions. First, the level of critical thinking skills is moderate, while the level of attitude toward science and study engagement is high. The correlation between critical thinking skills and attitude toward science is strongly correlated. Additionally, there is a strong correlation between critical thinking skills and study engagement, as well as between study engagement and attitude toward science. The impact of the study engagement on the relationship between critical thinking skills and attitude toward science is partially mediated. Thus, the conclusion supports the idea that study engagement has a mediating effect on the relationship between critical thinking skills and attitude toward science. For the recommendation, it is important to enhance teaching and learning strategies and to strengthen the teacher's professional development. It is very important that administrators support the programs and curriculum of the Department of Education. Master teachers should develop learning plan and revise the curriculum based on the enhancement of experiments, open-ended questions, and collaborative projects. Educators should increase engagement among students and should strengthen the training of the teachers. For future researchers, it is important to look deeper into what specific type of engagement, such as emotional, behavioral, or cognitive, have the strongest impact. Expanding the research to a wider or different age groups, schools, and learning environments could help provide broader view and support the development of teaching strategies that improve both critical thinking skills and attitude toward science. These are the references being used in the conduct of the study. It is presented or written in an APA-style referencing. Thank you very much for listening, and that ends my presentation. The researcher is now ready for your comments and suggestion for the improvement of this paper.